Today we are discussing Global Health Series number 18. We are still dealing with life expectancy country by country, trying to compare the countries and be able to look at the social determinants, why some countries are doing better than others, and what we could do to live long, even in the other countries. Today we are starting with Syria. Syria, among the nations of the world, is number 161. It has a life expectancy of 68.41. Guyana has a life expectancy of 67.81, and Guyana is 162 among the nations. 163 among the nations is India with 67.80. Timor-Leste, another country, one of the islands, is number 164 with a life expectancy of 67.39. Nepal has a life expectancy of 67.19, and among nations of the world it is number 165. Tajikistan has a life expectancy of 67.06. and among countries it is number 166. Pakistan has a life expectancy of 67.05. Among nations it is number 167. Papua New Guinea has a life expectancy of 66.85, and among countries it is number 168. Number 169 among countries of the world is Nauru, with 66.40 as the life expectancy. And finally, the 10th country today is Burma. Burma among nations is number 170, and Burma has a life expectancy of 65.94. And I continue to ask these questions. Why would somebody in Monaco be 89 years, somebody in Japan 84 years, and somebody in Burma is dying at 65 years? Something is wrong. And how do we know something is wrong? We look at the social determinants. Today I want to discuss 10 of them. Some of the social determinants or effects of why people do not live long, even in their countries. Educational opportunities is one. When people are educated, they do things differently. They handle issues better. An educated person can go to the gym. An educated person will look at the environment, will look for a place that is hygienic enough. Once somebody is educated, everything about life becomes purer and cleaner. So educational opportunities are things you don't leave out if you're a policymaker in a country. Because when people are educated, they tend to have a better environment when compared to a rural district where you have indigents. Number 2 is job opportunities. When people have jobs, it's easy to cater for themselves. It's easy to eat good food. It's easy to plan diets. But you don't have job opportunities, you are unemployed, you have a lot of anger in you, a lot of frustration, then of course, you are not expected to live so long. Number 3 among the social determinants today is discrimination. Discrimination affects almost all parts of gender, age, race, and the rest of them. When people are discriminated against, it becomes difficult to live a good life. And some of them, of course, when you talk of access to health care, are not likely to get it. It will be grabbed by the haves and the other people will be suffering. You see poor rural women delivering their children in farms, in bushes, in so many areas because of big discrimination. They can't go to places where they ought to go. Some do not even have hospitals. Number 4 is social support. Solid social support is very important in a system for people to live longer. There is no one that is an island. You have to depend on others to survive, to live. And since human beings like interacting with each other, social support is likely to add to your number of years if you utilize it very well. Then the exposure of mass media. You know what mass media has done these days. Somebody will be saying, how is this applicable to healthcare? How is this applicable to global health? You discover that there are certain things they will tell you. If you overuse, if it is earphone, your ear will be damaged. Whatever gadget you are using based on technology is affecting human lives. So we can't discountenance that. Then of course you have public safety. I continue to emphasize safety in my presentation because I know in a safe environment people live longer. Here in the United States, safety is so important that the Joint Commission on Health take it seriously and hospitals are supervised. Safety is very, very important for people to live long in whatever environment they find themselves. Then global warming. I know a lot of people even argue against that. Oh, global warming, there is nothing like that. It's a myth. It doesn't happen. It is happening, my friend. Global warming is true. So it's one of the things that is affecting the environment. How would you explain a place just falling, a rock just descending, some people dying out of heat, a lot of things happening in the system? That's global warming. And you see a lot of places drying up. Apart from global warming, we have neighborhood environment, the kind of environment a child is born, the environment somebody grows, and the rest of them will add to his life. So when you see somebody in Japan living for 84 years, or you see somebody in the US living for 89 years, and somebody living somewhere in South Africa is living for 40 years, or Sierra Leone with about 42 years, you know there's a problem that those people need to work on their environment and live good lives. Then there is this issue of age disparity, which occurs between all ages. There is special care for the elderly here in the US. They are treated separately and specially. You have the Medicare being given to them so that they can live longer. It's not applicable to all countries. There are countries people are not even cut out for. Nobody talks about helping them. Whether you are aging, you're over 65, you are retiring, is nobody's business. But these are things policymakers, while trying to design regulations and rules, should be able to look at the disparity, the age differences, the elderly, whatever happens in the system, so that people will live long. Finally, you have recreational setting. Recreational setting, you see, it's not just for children, it's for everybody, it's for adults. It's there you unwind, it's there you clear your mind, it's there you play all kinds of things, running, walking, whatever it is, you need it to live long. These are issues we need to consider seriously in our system if we must live long. We will continue with global health and continue to tackle some of the social determinants and even the physical determinants. But today we are going to end so far with number 18 and continue with 19 the next day. My name is Professor Silvanus Okeke. Thank you.